Welcome back to the channel, folks. My name's Shane. So recently I borrowed a few guitars from Sky Music here in Melbourne, Australia. They got a great range of new guitars in, all lefties as well, which is fantastic. And then I do my videos at home and then I return them back to the shop. So it was one of those guitars that I borrowed. I just didn't want to give back and I kept playing it and I went, oh no, it's gonna happen again. But I'm also calling out Robert Baker on this video as well, mate. You definitely had some influence and encouragement in me buying this because, yeah, it was a guitar to replace something that I might have sold a long time ago that I did regret getting rid of. And I think I actually like this one even more. So here we go. So here it is, it's the Gibson Les Paul Special. If you follow me on Instagram, odds are you've probably already seen it, but I didn't admit to anything publicly on there. But yeah, what a beautiful guitar, and there's a few reasons why I wanted to get this. And the first one may actually shock you. So not long ago, Thomann sent out one of these. This is a Harley Benton Double Cut Junior. And this is a really great guitar, single P90 pickup, and it sounds unreal. And yes, I'll probably do a bridge pickup shootout coming up. But I played this live and I loved the tones of it. It was really expressive and it felt great to play. And the tones were just really something else. I had no expectations of this guitar. I borrowed it just to do a video of it and I played it and I loved it. It was one of the easiest guitars I've ever played, ever. So that shocked me. The second reason is it's just super light. I can't believe how light this Les Paul is. Usually they're backbreakers, which has put me off owning one. And what also puts me off owning an SG is that they neck dive like this. They got that really heavy tilt towards the neck, and I'm not a big fan of those really either. And my other Les Paul, I love the sound of it, but it's a backbreaker. This is definitely, or most likely, going to replace that down the line. Even though this is loaded with the P90s instead of the humbuckers, this is more what I love. There's something to be said about the visual, which is kind of the third thing. This TV yellow was the first one that I've seen in person, and I was blown away by the color. I'm a big fan of My Tellies as well, if you're familiar with the channel. And it kind of reminded me of the visual of this, which was another reason why I loved it so much. Now, you might remember a while back, or many years ago now, probably 4 or 5 years ago, I actually had a gold top custom shop Les Paul that had P90s, and it was a VOS series one, so it was one of the high-end ones. That was beautiful. This is easier to play. They both probably comparable tone-wise, except the neck pickup is a little bit darker. But man, I gotta tell you, just in the hand and how this feels with its fat 50s neck as well, it just ticks so many boxes. I love the fact they've also put the binding here on the edge of the fretboard as well. It just looks really, really cool. Now, I already know yellow is not for everybody, but the tones of this thing just speaks for itself. So let's take a listen. Here's the front of the guitar, and if you're wondering what the back looks like, it looks like that. So it's very, very yellow. It's maybe more yellow than I was anticipating, but the funny thing is, as soon as I opened the case, I smiled. I went, wow, it's sort of got a translucent yellow, which I kind of dig. It's probably a bit louder of a guitar than most people will like. I think most people who buy a Les Paul are looking for something pretty traditional, but from what I understand from Sky Music, these are one of the most sold guitars at the moment. And I can tell you, they're an absolute pleasure to play. I've done nothing to it. Notice we don't have the regular Tune-o-matic bridge down here. We just get this tailpiece. Now that's going to not appeal to everyone either, but it seems fine to me. The tuning stability is great. The intonation seems fine. I haven't really had any issues with it since I stretched in these strings, and these are still the stock strings. So after this video, I'm going to rip off all the stickers and all that kind of stuff. I have actually been playing this a little bit, and I took it out and played it live already, and I just absolutely love this thing. It's going to be a staple on the channel. It's very rare I find guitars I can't live without. It's happened a handful of times recently. Flying V, that Tally, and this. And yeah, I think I'm pretty much done. This is about the time now where I'm going to move a few other guitars on. I think my goal as a lefty guitar player now is to try to find guitars that will stand the test of time and will be around long term. I've sometimes bought guitars knowing, I don't know if I'll keep it long term, which is kind of stupid, I know, but sometimes I don't have that. I don't have the luxury as of right-handed players. But for me and what I like, I could so get used to playing this. It weighs about the same as my Telecaster. You know what? It actually might be lighter than my Telecaster. So this is not heavy at all. And this is a guitar that I could foresee myself playing for a long, long time. I really dig it. Even though it does buzz a bit with the P90s, man, the tones speak for themselves. So I tell you what, coming up on the channel, we're going to do a shootout between the Harley Benton and the Gibson on the bridge pickup. And I'm going to try to explain how it feels to play as well, because they both play really well. But we'll get into that video at another time. Thanks for watching. Please let me know what you think of this guitar. And if you're not already subscribed, please do so. Click the bell, all that kind of stuff. I'll catch you soon. See ya.